Hello everyone and welcome to Yonder World. Wait, this isn't Yonder World. Did you do this? Ah, much better. I'm not sure what that glitch was, but I think we can look past that. But then again, both of these games are made by the same people. So this is Yonder World, a horror visual novel about yondering about in a mysterious void world, however you want to call it. So I will be joining you when we get back to the point where we ended off through our demo playthrough of the game. Also, before watching this video, trigger warnings advised. And you'll be able to find a link down in the description below, where you'll be able to purchase this game for yourselves. Report to your superior 7 AM at West Wing Square. Where is this, the UK? Bad ending by telling the truth. This is like trying to save a random image. Just splatter a load of different words on a keyboard. Okay, so some context here. In the demo, it would go from day 1 to day 5 or 6. But it looks like where there's gaps within the time of the demo, it's filled it in now, I believe. So we should be able to go through each day as it goes along, I would believe. Day 2. Day 2? Day 2? Okay, day 2 it is then. What seems to be the problem? Blinking rapidly, I look from the clipboard to her, more than just a little dazed. Nothing. I'm just surprised by how much time has passed. Ah, are you growing weary then? Weary? Definitely mentally, my body does feel a bit strange, but I chalk it up to the anxiety of having to stand before such a fearsome creature. Who are you calling creature? I am the overlord of the underworld. It just takes a bit to adjust. Suddenly occurs to me that I'm going to have to keep this conversation, whatever it is, go on for however long Defril would allow it. Without rest, without break, because I am an angel, I am a vigilant worker. Because angels do not have the same bodily needs as mortals. Because angels do not pause on their tasks. I would say pursue on their tasks. Because angels are made to be devoted to their duties. I have no excuse to buy any time. The Yonder is quite a different place from where you are from, I am sure. Yes, quite. I mean, angels don't sleep, so we do spend a lot of time under the night sky as well, but it's quite cold here, isn't it? Cold? Yes, I know the sensation of cold. I know when the temperature in the air drops. I can feel the changes in the seasons, in the whistling wind that rustles through shining heavens. But being actually affected by the cold, now that's a different ordeal altogether. I shiver. Maybe it is just because of how I'm feeling inside right now. It can be, I suppose. It's not that bad. Didn't mean to imply it's bad in any way. So, do you live here alone here? It's a pretty big place here. It is it not? I would not have phrased some of those words the way you did. Okay, talk about putting us on edge. I suppose I am not alone here, right? There are other denizens here. Are they just as terrifying as Defril is? Would they help me? No. Or would they seem through my lie and end me, possibly? I'm going to ask on this very occasion, but if I don't latch onto any ray of hope, dim as it may be, I might not get another chance ever again. If it's not so presumptuous of me, would I be able to interview them for extra information? Of course, it's good to have several sources. For a long suffocating moment, I try not to squirm under Defril's piercing gaze and aura. Never have I felt so small in my life. Vying for a little extra credits, I see. I don't mean to overstep my bounds. No need to be so jumpy. I suppose if they are amenable, then you may speak with them. But the decision would not be mine. You must gain permission yourself. Oh? Right. Understood. Thank you. I have not done anything. Once again, I'm at a loss of what to say, and I can't keep letting these stretches of silence, stretch between us. A lingering pain starts rippling behind my eyes. I shake my head. The stress is getting to me, but I can't afford to stop. So, you said you have met other angels before? Yeah, but they're all dead now. Did they come see you? Like you? Yes. I can safely say I have never had something as strange as an interview imposed upon me on such short notice before. I'm sorry, but none of them has ever sought me out. Not like you. Tell me, how did your superior hear about me? My thoughts come to a screeching halt, then go entirely blank. Is this it? What is she? What's she going to do to me? I don't know. They sort of just resorted me to you, but they never gave me any explanation as to why they knew you. You do not know? I don't. I suppose you are too low ranked to be allowed such knowledge. My heart almost drops to the floor, but is it too soon to be relieved? Yeah. I am. I was sent. I started a job with the basic instructions. I'm pretty sure I'm not qualified to handle some of the... I'm well read and all, but I'm too young, and... Yes, I'm only 1,000 years old as an angel, and I'm too young. Something strangely bitter settles in my mouth. Not the cough. We'll continue onwards. I wanted this job all my life, but the moment I got it, they didn't pick me to get rid of me, right? Now, why would you think that? I don't know. I read the guides and everything. I looked up the walkthroughs and everything, but what you wanted did not turn out to be what you imagined it would be. Sometimes that is the case in life. Yes. Angrily, I wipe away my tears. This isn't the time to cry. Indeed, my mouth is feeling too dry. My tongue is too thick in my mouth. The pain behind my eyes persists, growing more insistent. I shut my lids, feeling them a bit too tight. Scratchy. Heavy. I shake my head and attempt another smile. I'm sorry. That looks very forced. I'm sorry. Tell her to say that. That was very unprofessional of me. Would I be correct to assume this is your first? Yes. Are you familiar with interviews at all? Well, I read them every once in a while. Our number has been increasing since the olden days, and interviews can be one of the better methods to preserve history. What are you going on about? Though I must confess, I don't read them that often. Or essays, for that matter. Too boring? Well, I find them biased sometimes. Not to call any of my superiors biased. Deferral lets out a deep chuckle, making me stop short in my stammering. I can't decide whether I should be getting more flustered or scared, or some point down the middle. It is not wrong to have an opinion. After all, everyone has an opinion of something, I suppose. Do you, perhaps, you have heard of us, right? I mean, the angels to my world, my heaven. I am aware of you. She doesn't elaborate, sorry. I need to stop asking closed questions, exactly. You must be aware of our world and the varied customs and other realms that are tied to it, then? Do you perhaps... What do you think about our mortal realm? I thought you weren't immortal. A mortal realm often serves as tether to other unworldly planes. Sometimes it does not necessarily have to be so. Huh? How shall I put this? Would you say if the mortal world tied to your heaven disappears, your heaven would too? I would say the connection would, but not the heaven itself. Eek? I wouldn't. Something churns in my stomach. Something strange and unpleasant ripples through my body. My head spins, and I feel the sudden need to sit down. Of course I don't dare to. I have never thought of something like that. Of course not. It is a scary prospect, is it not? I can't stop the shudder that travels through my body. Even it's not a reality that we need to consider. Yonderful tilts her head to the side. Wait, is that? I close my eyes and shake my head, but it only serves to make me dizzier. There are tears in my eyes when I open them again. My vision goes fuzzy. Me every day if I don't have my glasses. Panic begins to swell within me, but even it is sluggish somehow.
Interesting choice of words.
Okay, now you speak. Partial voice acting. Her voice sounds muffled, like she is underwater, like I'm underwater. Reality is subjective, little angel. I don't follow. Well, we make it how we subject it to be. My head spins, my leg trembles beneath me. Have patience. But I do suppose this will take quite a while. You said you enjoy reading, yes? You do enjoy reading? Or do you not enjoy reading? Mercifully, the world goes black before I hit the floor. Let the angelic bodies hit the floor. Day 3. What? This feels strange. A mix of unpleasant and somewhat pleasant sensations. Contraries mixing together. Things that I've never felt before. My head is pounding. My eyelids are heavy. But I'm also feeling like I'm floating on clouds. Have I returned home? Please tell me I'm home. The pain, that fearsome creature, Yonderful, a world drenched in midnight moonlight. It's just the eternal night. It was all just a figment of my overactive imagination, wasn't it? My imagination is so big that it transcends time and space and transports me to a different world. Is it? Only to find that I'm actually in that world. A dry sob bubbles from my lips. Maybe if I open my eyes now, I'll be in my old quarters. Perhaps I was lost in one of my daydreams again. Perhaps I went into overdrive after the excitement of receiving a new job. But daydreams can't be that vivid, can they? Yeah, they're called lucid dreams. A shudder travels down my spine. What if I just keep my eyes closed for a year? Because that's going to be great. No, what does it say, people? I can't do that. Angels don't sleep. Angels don't dream. Damn. Angels don't dream. Like a dream to be something else. It takes a moment for me to adjust to the darkness. My heart sinks before I can even take full stock of where I am in the dankness. This room is spacious. Much more spacious than the quarters assigned to me back home. Graciously furnished but sparse. Large empty walls with the exception of 2 large windows. Windows! I scramble out of bed, almost tripping over the comforter and falling flat on my face, flailing frantically to get to the glass panes. Come on. I dig my fingers into the seams between the frames, banging my fist on the glass to my despair. Nothing budges. Are these all sealed shut? Come on. Someone please help me? As if laughing at my expense, the stars outside blink back slowly. The deep, dark night sky seems to stretch endlessly into the horizon, empty save for distant dots of light. A shudder sob knocks away all my strength. I sighed before crying. Albert, dear angel, I'm not home, I'm not home, I'm not home. My wings tremble, curling around my shoulders in a futile attempt to comfort myself. I should have just walked out after cleaning up those cabinets. Should have reported to my superiors about the alchemical bottles and that I'm unqualified to handle them. If I had just left, if I had just taken the time to find some safety gears, or at least notified someone. Why did I have to be so careless? It takes a while for me to compose myself enough to stand up. Even then my legs wobble, and I have to lean onto the wall to stay upright. I'm still in the Yonder. Whatever it is, that much is obvious, but how I ended up in this room is still a mystery. Now that I've calmed down somewhat, I remember talking non-stop, desperately trying to hold Defferel's amusement. As it's been clear, she has quite the extensive literary knowledge. I lash onto every opportunity to discuss any work that I recognise. Literacy has a C in it rather than 2 R's. The tactic mercifully dragged out our conversation without an immediate end. I remember my head was scrambling to keep the Mandarin talks going longer and longer. At some point, I might have rambled over one of my favourite books too. Rambled. I hope she wasn't annoyed by that. But if she was, I'd been dead now, wouldn't I? Oh, this is just too much. Scrubbing up my feet, I start fixing the bed. My head is still pounding, and my heart. Maybe it's just because of the tears. But angels aren't supposed to feel such trivial discomfort. I close my eyes and sigh. Nothing makes sense anymore. There are spots in my memory. Try as I might, I can't seem to recall much further into our conversation. I have no idea how I ended up in this room. Shoving away another shudder, I approached the nightstand and stared down at my clipboard. 3. Thought so. The navigator is completely dislodged from the clipboard, and there is now a horrible tear right down the middle of the parchment. The quill is the least damaged, but it alone cannot do much. Gather them up and clutch them to my chest, the last shreds of normalcy I have left. With great difficulty I turn to look at the door. What am I going to do now? I am going, obviously, to be going out. Out is the only way out of the Yonder, after all. Taking a stuttering breath, I put a shaking hand on the door handle. If there's anything scary outside, I just slam the door shut. That's a good plan, right? Unless whatever is outside is quicker than I can close the door, and if it's ready to attack the moment I open the door, and if it's just waiting to tear me apart, and... You're overthinking these things. I heave in another breath to stop myself from internally unraveling, knowing that I'd freeze here forever if I don't do something. I brace myself and push the door open. And here we are again. Before any words can be spoken, I slam the door shut. Defferel again. What? In disbelief, I open the door again. And there she is again. With a different look this time, I slam the door shut once more. What the hell is going on? You know, what you see is not going to change, no matter how much you insist on abusing that poor innocent door. After all, in the Yonder, that door has more worth here than you do, Flarus. Sorry. My thoughts petrify, and I automatically scramble into the vast hall, flinching as the door closes behind me with a click. What even is this place? No need. I trust you had quite the rest, yes? Rest? I guess. Sorry, I rested? You have. If my stomach had dropped to the floor at the very moment, then I wouldn't even be surprised. Rested? Doesn't mean I need to rest? To sleep? Now? You're in a different world. But what happened to me? Why is this place... Why is it done to me? Seemingly unaware, or uncaring, of my emotional turmoil, Yonderful casually carries on. You are quite young, even by angelical standards, are you not? Yes. Yes, I am. I see. Is this your first ever excursion from home, then? Yes? You're going to have to get used to some more changes, I dare say. For example, you need to rest, unlike yourself in the angelic world where you don't rest. I am? It feels like the ground is falling away beneath my feet. Then use your wings. Fear threatens to consume me whole. Well, don't let them. What else is going to change? Am I going to turn mortal? What I need to eat, to drink, to breathe too? This isn't fair. I didn't ask for this. Well, it's just gonna happen anyways. But what kind of changes are you talking about? What is going to happen to me? Hi. What is this? Forgive me, I did not realize you have a guest, Shandu. It is fine. Welcome back, Aksan. Thank you, Shandu. Shocked, I gawk at a stranger. Aksan, heedless of the tears still streaming down my face, she is, well... incredibly beautiful would be an understatement. The sparkling emeralds of her eyes are even brighter than the winking stars outside, perfectly framed under dark lashes. The curves of her lip are full, and her body, accentuated in gold and shifting crimson silk, is as impeccably sculpted as a prize statue. That moves around. The way she moves suggests a neutral gaze, saneous and elegant, as if she is dancing with every step. Wait, why is she moving closer? Yes. Instinctively, I scramble backwards, my legs tripping over each word, and I would have fallen over if my back didn't hit the wall first. Well, greetings.
Such a cute, helpless little thing.
Thanks for giving me the compliment.
You are far away from home, aren't you?
Yes, I am indeed. You know where I'm from? Sure do. Would you please tell me how... Why would I? Angels only ever bring trouble. What are you talking about? She chuckles, the sound rolling richly off her tongue. Acting coy, aren't we? Axian suddenly lets go and turns on her heel to stand before Yonderful once more. As compensation for my earlier than expected return, I have with me a few tributes. Oh? With a flourish of silk and gold, Axian produced a small stack of books, which lazily float towards Yonderful. Impeccable taste as always. I am glad that they are to your liking. My eyes dart between them, still too shocked to say anything. If my brain hasn't short-circuited, then does that mean Axian can come and go at will? Wait. You live here? Excuse me? Sorry, but you said you came back. How did you... I mean, you can do this unassisted?
How insolent.
You would do well to shut your mouth. Oh, dearie me. I shrink at her icy tone. Dread fills up my nerves at my blunder. Oh no. Oh no. I believe you two have not been properly introduced. Flarus, meek Axian. The wandering queen Axian Flarus, a journalist. An angelic journalist. Journalist. Gathering myself, I offer Axian a shaky smile. Yes. I was sent here to conduct an interview on Great Deverall. Were you? I was. I am, yes. An angel. Yes. This does not seem right. But, well, it is quite unconventional, if I must say so myself. But never say that the Yonder itself is ever conventional. That has nothing to do with this. This is unrelated issue. But if you allow this... She pauses, giving me a sharp look that makes my insides wilt. To continue, then I must hold my words. Ah, Axan, you take everything so seriously. My apologies. If you'd excuse me. Therefore dips her head slightly. Axan bows with a flourish, throwing me one distrustful glare. She strides out of the hall, high ahead, chin forward. And there she blows. Sucking whatever protest I could have made, dread and indignation like swelling my chest. I don't want to share the same room with her, let alone the same time-space. Shall we pick up where we left off last time? Yes, absolutely. Right, sure. Oh, what have I got myself into? Sorry, I think a lot slipped my memory towards the end of the conversation last night. Day? Just say time. Time. Why did I predict that? Ah, that is true. You did pass out. Yes? Pass out? Yeah, pass out. I carefully eyed Yonderful. She isn't the one who knocked me out, is she? She could have. I don't know what she is capable of. Many enigmatic things. We might have talked about something important. Something related to her at one point. But for the life of me, I can't seem to remember anything. Is something wrong? I just trying to figure out where we left off. There was quite the abrupt end of our conversation. It was, yes. I don't tend to forget things, nor pass out, but I'm not about to keep reminding Yonderful of that. Perfect memory, yes. Yes. We did not speak of anything important, if that is what you are wondering. Oh? That is a relief then. We spoke much about literature, though. That's about what I remember then. I remember something about Charlie Bone. I know they're children's books, so no need to be embarrassed. As long as you enjoy what you read, who is to say your taste is poor? Exactly. Regardless of its genre, you don't judge?
I do not judge.
Why should I? Well, my caretakers say those books serve no purpose. All books serve a purpose. Who are they to judge? Well, they are my superiors. And nobody talks down to my superiors.
Indeed.
Of course. Well then, if you would indulge me, tell me a little more about this Charlie Bone of yours. Oh, of course. Then we shall go on to day 4. I wake up feeling, well, refreshed. It has to be easier to accept the exhaustion when I had a particularly good conversation with Yonderful nonetheless. She was indulgent, dare I say, listening to my ramblings about my favourite books, no matter how childish they were, or at least according to my superior anyways. This is a little strange. Scratch that, this is super, ultra, mega strange. Having never felt the need to rest before coming here, sleep has been easy. Because sleep was non-existent before coming here. It was easy to sink into bed after such a long and fulfilling conversation. It was easy to close my eyes with a smile. I wonder if I ever did it. If I was home right now, I'd imagine it would already be way past dawn. Angels do not sleep, do not rest, but we have a schedule to adhere to. The night, for an angel my age, is dedicated to reflection, for prayers, and for inner self-betterment. We are supposed to recount the tasks we have accomplished during the day, organizing what we have and haven't done, and reflect on how we may complete our remaining duties more efficiently on the next day. But there are no tasks here, except for trying to survive, and trying to find a way home. A bone-deep tiredness spills within me, seeping into my bones and making me sink deeper into the mattress. I feel like not getting up today. As soon as a thought enters my head, I spring up. What was I thinking? I can't just not get up. I have to go home, and lazy around isn't going to complete that task. Something uncomfortable churns in my stomach. My head spins. Aren't I accepting this too quickly? No. It is easy to fall for temptations. My entire body shudders, remembering what I was taught. Heavens, I have been so careless, haven't I? This is the time to let any distraction stray you from your goal. Think, Flarus, think. I didn't manage to get much important information from Defero yesterday. I remember I didn't see Axen upon entering the room yesterday. But Axen knows where I'm from, or so she said. Tactics. She seems to be able to travel here at will, and probably leave at will too. Could she have used the door as a portal to leave? Could I use the same one to go back to my world? No, that would be too easy. And the game would end here. That must be what happened. Or maybe it's not Axen that can travel at will. Maybe it's the door that allows that kind of interdimensional travel. The question is how to get it to work. And what a question indeed. Well, I'm not going to find out about that sitting here doing nothing. In my panic the day before, I didn't manage to explore the room. It's dark, but the light switch is easy to find. And alas, much better. Now let's see. Once again, there isn't much to it, but what draws my attention is a desk. Opposite of a bed. And here we have, it's simple, but well stocked. A brush and a hand mirror. An empty notebook with a couple of loose sheets. A set of ink and quill. An empty lacquered box. And a bottle of water with an empty glass. I'm not going to have to drink eventually. Am I? I fiddle around with the items, then open the desk drawers to reveal compartments full of office supplies. Not sure how these are going to help me, but they can be of use. I pick up the tape. I guess you aren't going to fix my cupboard. Clipboard, sorry. I don't know why I said cupboard for. The tape gives no answer. With a sigh, I put it back and walk away from the desk. But that's not going to do wonders. Or yonders. I turn to stare at the door. Well, there's one source that I know for sure would have an answer. No time like the present. And off we go into the... Hello, Lady Defero. Huh? Hi there. I didn't realize you have guests. I'll be leaving now. Whoa! Without prompting, the half-snake, half-man creature lunges past me. He would have run me over if I didn't throw myself out of the way. Hey, watch it! Wait, that's... He slams the door behind me, disappearing before I could get the words out. You're new. You weren't in the demo. My room. What? Who was that? Apologies for Udin's behavior. He is rather shy. Udin? Isn't that a type of... Yeah, I was thinking that as a type of noodle. The one who named him has a rather crude sense of humor. Oh, right. Something in my stomach moves. Strange enough, it doesn't feel similar to when I'm anxious. Still uncomfortable, but not sickening. It's the feeling of hunger. Strange. But then there are stranger things here. Is he another guest? Not exactly. Are you here today to conduct our interview? Yes, that would be it. Then I must apologize again. My schedule is rather packed today. Oh, of course. That should be expected. Someone so powerful must be rather busy. With great power comes great responsibility. My arrival was abrupt to say the least, and I can't expect Defero to spend day after day talking to me exactly, though as I turn to go back to my room, I can't help but feel disappointed. Perhaps part of me was expecting a pleasant talk like yesterday, and the day before that. Huh? Where did Udin go? Ah, they must all use the same door, but depending on who it is, goes to a different destination. I sit slumped in my room, deep in thought. It has been difficult coming to terms with my circumstances. Difficult to maintain a barefaced lie, asking a being of devil's caliber mandering questions. Difficult to wrap my head around the fact that I have to sleep nowadays. Angels, we are not mortals. We do not require substance of function. We do not require rest. We are beings of light. But how comes you are within the darkness and somehow you now need to have these kind of things? We exist, grow and shine under his love. We do not tire, we do not falter. Our deepest shame would be to fall, to fail the task given to us by him. And yet here I am. This room has been more than gracious, and is much larger than the space assigned to me back in heaven. The decor is sparse, unlike my crowned bookshelves and tiny desk, but comfortable. The windows, tightly locked and unbearable, offer a view of the eternal night of this world. I look down at this clipboard and navigator on my lap. The two items I refuse to part with despite being broken. They will be important at some point down the line. I predict. What can I do to make you work again? I have managed to mend the parchment with some tape I found in the room. That's not fixing it, that's just making sure it doesn't spill even more than it did. It's a pitiful attempt at best, and of course the clipboard still displays a series of question marks if I try to use any of its magical functions. Moving to the desk, I'll look at the meager resources I have. Here we have, of course, thanks to my unexpected and hasty departure, I couldn't take much with me other than the menacing-looking device. It's still active, or so I believe, but it doesn't point in any direction, unlike my own used to. In fact, I can almost swear the pointers are stationary. You aren't going to help me either, huh? Of course there is no answer. There is no answer within complete darkness. However, looking closer, it seems like the center of the device is missing something. I thumbed the indents. No, this almost feels like a socket, though it doesn't seem to give despite the force I apply. I have seen devices with a similar activation button before, though none of them have been a navigation device. They have been transportation devices. A link from one world to another. A bait a lot larger than this trinket here, and they all need a conduit of power. Where would I find such a conduit here? As far as I understand, conduits are made with the devices they are paired with in mind. Either I missed this device's conduit somehow, or it was broken and shoved into the cabinet by its previous owner. Either way is useless to me as is. I wonder if there are such devices here that are similar. I stare at the door to my room with dread crawling in my stomach. I have been trying to stay in this room more and more, but this is still Devil's place. I lied about my task and I need to hold up that lie. Trust me, if you try to tell the truth, then you would have been devoured by now. I might be young for angelic standards, but I'm not stupid. Devil is nothing like anything I've encountered before. She is neither spirit nor divine. She is definitely neither holy nor unholy. I think she falls more on the latter than the former. And I cannot think of anything or anyone further from a mortal than her. I know she is powerful. I also know I am nowhere near home. I am not on any of the pagan planes bound to our mortal world either. I can feel it deep in my soul, the way my halo sputters sometimes and how I cannot feel his love anymore. I stare at the door, biting my lips as my wings tremble. I know that this door leads directly to the throne room. The throne room has a single door. Just where the hell have I ended up? As much as I would like to hold myself up in here, I have a lie to hold up. Fear drenches my entire being as I stand up from the bed, reaching towards the door with hesitant steps. The show must go on, and when I emerge, Devil is not alone. Axon is here once more.
Little angel.
Ah, the angel is here. Hello, Axon. I haven't seen Axon since my third night here. She is a frequent visitor, according to Deverell, who also appears to be supplying the mistress of the house with books. Normally, I would have been most curious about what the books are, but in my current predicament, I was overjoyed to know someone could come and go from this place at will. Unfortunately, Axon does not seem to like me at all. She is rather suspicious of your activities here.
Interesting.
Both my visitors are here. How delightful. Certainly. Livens fiends up around here indeed. Throw me one last narrowed-eye stare. Axon turns back to Deverell with a slight bow. I'm afraid I must impose upon your hospitality for a while. Oh, a new project? Yes, I believe this is something you might take an interest in as well. It is one of those. Is an investment needed? Not at the moment, no. This will take some time, though. And time is what the Yonder has in abundance. Eh? As long as that hellion keeps away from my work. You call me hellion. That instinctively brings a frown to my face. Other than our initial exchanges, I never said anything offensive to Axen. Surely he is not that bad. He's an imp, that's what he is. That brings out a soft chuckle from Deverell, but it's not directed towards you, Flarus. Towards the imp. He? Is this another visitor? Another one who can come and go at will? A tentative hope blooms in my heart. Perhaps I'll have more luck with this other visitor. I don't think so. I might have to leave in a week's time for some additional materials, though. I blink. Confused and a bit afraid. Where would she be staying, then? I sure hope she won't be placed in my room with me. I shall ask. A week? Is she going to bunk up with me? What?
How insolent.
Obviously not, you insolent. Now. The child does not know how this place works yet. Perhaps Her Majesty can fulfill this one small request. Show the child around. Shandu, aye. Very well. Axon turns to throw a seething glare at me. I extensively shrink. Come along. Thank you. Right away. Great. Upon following Axon, it takes a moment for me to wrap my head around what I'm seeing. Where? Well, this is definitely not my room.
Little angel.
That is not how the Yonder works, little angel. The way she says little angel always manages to sound like an insult. Something dark curls within me, and I narrow my eyes at her contemptuous stare. I'm sorry, but have I done anything to you? We've barely even met, and I don't think such hostility is called for. Oh, the birdie has a voice. Why do you have to be so rude? I reserve my rights to be wary of you. Axan looks me up and down. This single motion frustrates me even more. Well, perhaps not you in particular. Angel Kide as a unit is the same everywhere. But what? Without elaborating, Axan goes to the kitchen unit and begins pulling out ingredients from the cupboards. Let's press on this more. Getting over the shock of her statement, I asked briskly, what do you mean by that? Answer me! There is nothing I need to say to you. You! Suddenly, metallic fingers clamp around my neck. Gosh, maybe that's a step too far. My breath hitches, feeling the cold bite of her artificial hand. Listen and listen very carefully.
It is very simple.
I don't trust you because you reek of deception just like your kind. I don't know you and I don't like you. But I won't harm you because Deverell sees you as a guest. For now, that is. Axan releases her grip, making me splutter and cough. Tears come to my eyes at the sudden rush of air into my lungs and the biting hurt of her remarks, and the sudden realization that I now need to breathe. Go back to your assigned quarters. I have nothing to say to you. Fine, then. Perhaps there could have been something more there if we didn't, push the subject forward. Fortunately, I didn't feel the need to rest by the end of my 5th day here. which means my mortal needs aren't as constant as a regular mortal. Yep. Unfortunately, my hunch has been right. Every day in this place is linked to a throne room, and to access any other room you must go through a vast chamber where Yonderful resides. I left the dining room yesterday only to enter the throne room again. A bemused Yonderful told me to go back to my room. I couldn't say I was surprised when the door opened to my room. I guess I'm gonna have to visualize or think about where I want to go, huh? Yes. It's the state of mind in which you are in. If you're obviously feeling some kind of despair, you'll always go back to your bedroom. But if you're hungry, you'll go to the kitchen. Or if you need to go, then you go to the bathroom. I'm not used to this kind of magic, not in the heavens anyway. But I have read about it. Not in detail, but I have come across something similar before. That means the Yonder can have several other rooms, yes. I wonder if there's a room that can help me with the clipboard. Day 6. Nothing has changed aside from the date. Well, there's no use stewing on this now. It's been almost a week and I still have almost no answer to anything. Things come in time, dear. Answers will come to you in time. Ah! A choice, they say. I am going to leave this up to you people to decide for me as to where I should go next in the Yonder World. Thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry it's been a little bit clumpy in place in this video, just because I was trying to recall where I ended off in the demo, but it seems to be the case that there's been some filling within the gaps, because as I mentioned earlier, in the beginning of Yonder World you start on day 1, but as time went on in demo you end up as day 6, and one of the things I said, I believe, was that I feel like there's some context that was missed out on the game because we skipped days essentially. So, but this going from day 1 to day 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, which is really nice. So everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video, there's a link down in the description below where you'll be able to purchase this game for yourselves. This is a joy so far and I'm looking forward to getting back to it some more when I'm able to. Thank you all so much for watching and see you all in the near future in the next time of Yonder World. Thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves.